thank you for joining me for another wonderful video coding. So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about logical operators. And the three logical operators we're going to talk about is and, or, and not. All right, so let's create some numbers here. Let's do 10 int num2. Let's call this one 20. And then just in case we need it, let's do a third number. So what we've been practicing up until now is a simple evaluation of comparing one variable to another and then printing something out, right? And then running it and going from there. But sometimes you want to make sure that two things happen, right? So we want to see if num3 is greater than num2 and num2 is greater than num1. So put a space there. So we want to evaluate that this statement and this statement are both true. If they are, then we'll print something out. So we'll hit run. And there we go. We got something out. If we didn't have this and operator, what we would have to do is something called a nested equation. So we would have to say so we'd have to evaluate num3 is larger than num2, right? And then inside here, we'd have to say if num2 is greater than num1, then print something out this way. So essentially, what this is doing is kind of putting it all in one line. So that way you don't have to go looking for all this work, okay? Because notice we got the same printout here. So that's the and operator. The next operator is the or. So again, kind of the same thing. So I'm going to delete all this. So let's say we wanted to say, so in the previous example, you want to make sure they're both true. And this or statement, what you're hoping for is that one or the other is true. So in this case, num1 greater than num2 or num2 greater than num1. And it's a kind of silly thing because either one of those is going to be true, right? And then if that is true, print duh, because that's where we're at right here. So I hit run. And of course, the answer is duh. Now, if they are both false, and I change this to num1, and I hit run, then I don't get it because neither one of them are. So it's neither one. All right, which brings me to my last one, that I can put an exclamation mark in front of this, and because if I put an exclamation, if I get this in parentheses, and I put an exclamation mark here, and run it, sorry, I just put it in the wrong spot there. Now I get a duh because what this is saying is if this statement is not true, which it is, so that makes it true, so it's kind of a double negative there, or this statement is true, then we get duh. So that's the not operator. And you can do that. You can use it a lot of ways. You know, so for example, if we had a Boolean and it is, I don't know, some bool and it equals false, right? If we say if not some bool, then print check me out, right? And so if we run this, what it's saying is if not some bool, so some bool is false right now, right? So if I take this out and I print run, it doesn't print anything, right? Because this is false, because the value of some bool right now is false. But if I put the exclamation mark in front of it and I run it, I get check me out. Okay, so that's and, or, and not. And thank you very much. That's logical operators for you.